The Surprise Party by Tony Bradman and Martin Chatterton. A special day. It was Sunday afternoon in the land of sand, and in the pyramid where the Mummy family lived, things were, well, pretty much the same as usual. Daddy Mummy was asleep in front of the TV. The Mummy kids, Tut and Sis, were doing some painting and making a terrible mess, and Mummy had just come back from the Memphis Mall. "Did you have a good shopping trip, dear?" said Daddy Mummy, once Mummy had managed to wake him. "Not bad," said Mummy. "There's a terrific sale on at Isis stores. I got some new bandages, some new sheets for our coffins. Oh, and I bought a nice card for Grandmummy and Granddaddy Mummy." "Do you think they'll like it?" "A card?" said Daddy Mummy. "But why do we need a card for them?" "Don't you remember?" said Mummy, giving him one of her cross looks. "It's their wedding anniversary next weekend. On Saturday, they will have been married for, let me think, yes, exactly 5,000 years. 5,000 years, yelled Daddy Mummy. "Why, that means—" "They're even older than we thought," said Tut. "They can't be," said Sis. "Nobody's that old." No, said Daddy Mummy, jumping up. "It means it's a very special day, so we ought to do something very, special for them. After all, you don't celebrate that kind of anniversary every day of the week, do you?" "That's true, I suppose," said Mummy, "although if ours came round more often, even you might remember it." "What do you have in mind?" We should definitely have a party," said Daddy Mummy. "Yeah, hey, outstanding idea, Pop," said Tut. "This Mummy is a genius," said Sis. "And we should invite everybody we know," said Daddy Mummy. "We'll hire somewhere to hold it," Daddy Mummy went on, "and get a band to get everybody dancing and have a huge cake, and I'll make a speech. And how about the kids? We could make it a surprise party. Or how about this, kids? We could make it a surprise party. We'll keep it a secret from Mummy and Granddaddy Mummy until the very last minute. Won't that be great?" "Hooray, a surprise party!" Tut and Sis yelled, leaping up and down. "Well, dear, what do you think?" said Daddy Mummy eventually. Mummy was standing there, looking grim, her arms folded. "I think it could go horribly wrong," she said. "Besides, it's an awful lot to get organized in less than a week, and I'm certainly not doing everything." "But of course not," said Daddy Mummy, beaming. "That wouldn't be fair. I'll do my share, I promise. In fact, we all will, won't we, kids? Just leave it to us." Tut and Sis stopped leaping up and down and started nodding instead. Somehow that doesn't make me feel any better," Mummy muttered. Then she sighed. "Oh, well, you win. Grandmummy and Granddaddy Mummy deserve a treat." "But don't say I didn't warn you." Almost bursting. A little while later, the Mummies were getting ready to have tea when there was a loud knocking on the front door. Knock, 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 knock. "Yoo-hoo," said somebody outside. "It's only us." "Oh, no," said Daddy Mummy. "It's Grandmummy and Granddaddy Mummy. Right, kids. Remember, not a word about the party, okay?" "Our lips are sealed," said Tut. "We'll see," said Mummy. "I'll give you 5 minutes before you both start blabbing." Daddy Mummy frowned, and the Mummy kids glared at her, but Mummy ignored them and went to open the front door. "Hi, everybody," said Granddaddy Mummy. "We were just passing, so we thought we'd drop in. Hope you don't mind. We won't stay long." "And how are our favorite grandchildren today?" said Grandmummy. "Any chance of a couple of kisses for your favorite old granny?" "Sure, but you are pretty old, aren't you?" "Yeah, you must be more than 5," Sis began to say. "Okay, who'd like a nice cup of tea?" said Mummy quickly. It was her turn to glare now, and Daddy Mummy did some of his own glaring, too. But it was no use. Tut and Sit were almost bursting to tell the secret. No matter what Mummy and Daddy Mummy did, the Mummy kids kept dragging the conversation back to Saturday and parties. Grandmummy and Granddaddy Mummy were soon looking puzzled, and finally Mummy could stand it no more. She flashed Daddy Mummy a "you deal with them" glare and took Grandmummy upstairs. "So then, you two," said Granddaddy Mummy after they'd gone. He put his teacup down on the table, tapped his ear, and shook his head a couple times. Tell me, have you been doing anything exciting recently? Tut and Sis looked at each other, then at him. Only planning a surprise party for your 5,000th wedding anniversary, they said together in a rush. I'm sorry, kids, what did you say? Muttered Granddaddy Mummy, tapping his ear again. My blasted hearing aid's been playing up again. Daddy Mummy grabbed Tut and Sis and hurried them out of the room. Back in a minute, Granddaddy Mummy, he yelled over his shoulder. You two should be ashamed of yourselves, said Daddy Mummy. Off to your tombs, the pair of you, and take those blasted paint sets with you.